Imagine never taking a single photo of your child. No first steps captured, no birthday party pictures, no school photos, no family portraits. Now imagine your mother passing away, and you have no photographs to remember her face, no videos of her voice, no images to look at when grief overwhelms you. For most people, this sounds like tragedy. For the Amish, this is just life. They don't take photographs. Ever. It's forbidden by their faith. But here's what I discovered after months of learning their ways. Amish women have developed memory-keeping methods so powerful, so profound, that they might actually remember more than we do with all our photos and videos. Today, I'm revealing how Amish women keep memories alive without photos. And I warn you, some of these methods will make you cry. They did for me. Let's dive in. Why photos are forbidden. First, you need to understand the religious reasoning. The second commandment prohibits graven images. The Amish interpret this strictly. No photographs of people, period. But it goes deeper. Photos are seen as encouraging vanity and pride. They freeze moments in time, creating attachment to physical appearance. They can become idols, things we worship instead of God. The Amish believe that true memory comes from the heart and mind, not from external images. And honestly, after learning their methods, I think they might be right. Memory method number 1. Memory quilts. This is where it gets beautiful. Amish mothers create special quilts that tell stories, not with images, but with patterns, colors, and fabric choices that hold deep meaning. When a child is born, the mother begins collecting fabric scraps, a piece from the baby's first dress, a scrap from father's shirt on the day of birth, fabric from grandmother's apron. Over years, these scraps are assembled into a quilt with specific patterns. Each section represents a different phase of the child's life. Each color choice has meaning known only to the family. I held one of these quilts. The mother explained every single square. She said, this was from Sarah's first communion dress. This was from the day she fell and cut her head. This was from the dress she wore when her grandfather died. The quilt was a complete visual biography, not with pictures, but with tangible pieces of actual lived moments. When she touched each square, memories flooded back in perfect detail. Memory method number 2, detailed memory journals. Amish women keep journals, but not like modern journals. These are detailed records of daily life, events, and observations written specifically to preserve memories. When significant events happen, births, deaths, marriages, illnesses, the mother writes extensive descriptions. Not just facts, but sensory details. What people wore, what was said, how the weather was, what smells filled the air. One grandmother showed me entries from 50 years ago. She read aloud a description of her daughter's first steps. The detail was incredible. I could see that moment in my mind as if I'd been there. Why such detail? Because when you can't take photos, you must paint pictures with words. And those written pictures become more vivid than photographs could. Memory method number 3, the hair cutting tradition. This one broke my heart. When Amish children get their first haircut, usually around age 3 or 4, the mother saves a lock of hair in a small cloth envelope. She labels it with the child's name and date. She tucks it into a memory box kept in her bedroom. When that child grows up and leaves home, she gives them that envelope, along with other saved items. It's a tangible connection to their childhood. But here's the heartbreaking part. When a child dies, that lock of hair becomes one of the only physical reminders. I met an Amish woman who lost a son at age 7. She showed me his hair, golden and soft, saved for 30 years. She held it gently and said, "This is all I have to touch. But I don't need more. I remember everything." Memory method number 4, memory boxes. Amish mothers keep small wooden boxes filled with items that trigger memories. Baby teeth, a child's first mitten, a note written in childish handwriting, a favorite button that fell off a dress. These aren't valuable items. They're memory triggers. Each object connects to specific stories that are told and retold. An Amish grandmother showed me her memory box. Inside was a small wooden horse her son had carved at age 8. He died in a farming accident at age 20. She held that horse and told me everything. His laugh, his habits, how he whistled while working, what he said the morning of the accident. She didn't need a photo. That wooden horse unlocked complete, living memories that photos could never capture. Memory method number 5, the oral history tradition. This is perhaps the most powerful. Amish families gather regularly to tell stories. Grandmothers tell children about great-grandparents they never met. These stories are told and retold until younger generations know them by heart. The stories aren't just facts. They're complete narratives with personalities, quirks, and lessons. But the way she told it, with voices, gestures, and detail, that long-dead woman came alive. The child could describe her great-great-grandmother's personality, habits, and appearance without ever seeing a photo. This is how memory survives across generations without images, through words repeatedly told with love. Memory method number 6, clothing preservation. When a loved one dies, Amish families save pieces of their clothing. Not all of it, just significant pieces. These fabrics are later incorporated into memory quilts. Every family member receives a quilt containing fabric from the deceased person's clothing. When you wrap yourself in that quilt, you're literally surrounded by your loved one. The fabric they wore, the colors they chose, the textures they touched. One woman showed me a quilt made from her mother's dresses. When I'm cold or sad, I wrap myself in this. It's like she's hugging me again. That's more powerful than any photograph. Memory method number 7, the wedding handkerchief. On her wedding day, an Amish bride carries a simple white handkerchief. This isn't just for tears, it's a memory keeper. After the wedding, the bride puts that handkerchief in a special place. Throughout her marriage, during significant moments, births, anniversaries, difficult times, she takes it out and holds it. Eventually, when she's elderly, she passes it to her daughter for her wedding. The handkerchief carries memories across generations. I held one of these handkerchiefs. It was yellowed with age, carried by 3 generations of brides. The current owner said, "My great-grandmother held this on her wedding day. When I hold it, I feel connected to her even though she died before I was born." Memory method number 8, the remembering walks. Amish families take walks to places where significant events happened. A field where someone proposed, a tree where children played, a road where someone died. They walk these places and tell the stories. Children learn family history through physical locations. The land itself becomes a memory keeper. One father told me he takes his children to the exact spot where his father died in a farming accident. They stand there and he tells them everything: who his father was, what he taught, why he mattered. The children will remember that spot forever, and when they have children, they'll take them there too. Memory method number 9, recipe preservation. Amish women preserve memories through recipes, not just written recipes, but the act of cooking together. A grandmother teaches her granddaughter to make apple pie exactly the way her own grandmother made it. The measurements, the technique, the secret ingredient. When that granddaughter makes that pie as an adult, she doesn't just taste apples, she tastes her grandmother's kitchen. She remembers her hands, her voice, her love. Food becomes memory in a way photos never could. Memory method number 10, the practice of deliberate remembering. This is the foundation of all other methods. Amish women deliberately practice remembering. They sit quietly and recall faces, voices, events. They don't rely on external images. They strengthen their internal memory. One woman explained it this way: modern people take photos so they can forget. They don't have to remember because the photo remembers for them. We have no photos, so we must remember. And in remembering deliberately, we keep people alive in our hearts. Why their method might be better? Here's something shocking. Research shows that taking photos can actually weaken memory. When you photograph an event, your brain stores less detail because it relies on the external image. The Amish, without photos, develop incredibly strong autobiographical memories. They remember sensory details, conversations, emotions, things photos can't capture. Their memories are active, living things that they regularly revisit and strengthen. Our photo memories are passive files we occasionally look at. They remember people. We remember images of people. There's a profound difference. What we've lost. Modern life creates thousands of photos we never look at. We photograph everything and remember nothing. We take selfies at events, but don't fully experience those events because we're busy capturing them. We watch life through screens instead of living it. The Amish are fully present in every moment because they know that moment will never be captured on film. They must pay attention. They must really see, hear, and feel. In trying to preserve everything, we've lost the ability to truly remember anything. Can we learn from this? You don't have to give up photography to benefit from Amish wisdom, but consider this. What if you photographed less and experienced more? What if you wrote detailed journals about important moments? What if you saved meaningful objects and told stories? What if you practiced deliberate remembering, closing your eyes and reconstructing memories in full sensory detail? The Amish prove that memories don't require images. They require attention, intention, and love. So there you have it, how Amish women keep memories alive without photos. Through quilts, journals, objects, stories, and most importantly, through deliberate acts of remembering with the heart. It's not deprivation, it's a completely different approach to memory that might actually be more powerful than anything technology offers. I'll admit it, learning these methods changed me. I've started writing more detailed journals. I've started saving meaningful objects. I've started telling my children stories instead of just showing them photos, because I realized something profound. Photos capture what someone looked like. Stories and objects capture who they were. There's a difference. If this video touched your heart, hit subscribe. Drop a comment sharing your most precious memory and how you preserve it. What matters most, the image or the feeling? Share this with someone who needs to be reminded that the most important memories live in the heart, not in albums. Thanks for watching. Remember deeply, and I'll see you in the next one.